defend the world from the return of the Shadowlands, just as the brave Pharaoh did 5,000 years ago.
What's up YouTube, Vintage Yugioh here today, and we're going to do an updated top 25 of my PSA graded cards. So if you want to check out the top, I think I did like top 120 or something earlier in the year. I'll put the link up at the top if you want to watch that first and do a little comparison to see what cards have really jumped, what cards have kind of stayed the same, and just the complete price difference between just a mere 6 months ago till now. So I do not have most of my PSA cards in my possession anymore because of the sheer value of some of these cards. So most of them are locked away in a bank vault somewhere. So we're gonna do this electronically through PSA's set registry. So I've put most of my cards here online, and we're gonna go through each individual card. So coming in at 25, we have a 2007 Rainbow Dragon Ghost. I don't know how well this is gonna work or not work loading the picture, if it's even gonna be worthwhile selecting on it, but there you have it. Beautiful artwork there. And so that comes in at 25, around $3,000. So I think I want to do previous. Yeah. So then coming in at 24, we have Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. Beautiful hollow bleed through the card there. Just about an impossible card to pull with, I think there's 10 secrets in the set. So you have probably about a 1 in 240 chance of pulling it, and then it still needs to be centered. So I could be I would not sell it for $3,000, but that's the value I put on it right now. There's one I think listed at the time of the recording for $10,000, I think. But I wouldn't pay that much for it. But I think it's definitely an impossible card to find. So at 23, we have an LOB Guide the Dragon Champion Secret Rare First Edition. Old cert. I'm just kind of estimating on this one at 3,200. I think that's probably about what the last one sold for, but I think you could probably get upwards of 5,000 for it. There's only 32 in existence in PSA 10, so, and most of them are pretty locked down to collectors, so I think that was 23. For 22, we have a Wavy Exodia, the Forbidden One from LOB, and I value that around 3,500 as well. And the wavy, I don't know the wavy ratio on Exodia heads, but I'd say it's probably less wavy than glossy. Oh, what did I do here? Oh, so we're not only doing Yu-Gi-Oh! This is my entire collection. So at 21, we have a Shining Gyarados First Edition from Neo Revelation. And a lot of people say this is their favorite artwork in all Pokemon, and I was lucky enough to buy it and buy it for very cheap and grade it, and it came back at 10. So very one of my few Pokemon cards, but we'll hold on to it for a while. All right, I think we're at 20, and I have a Pop 59 Glossy Dark Magician. So this is the one that I pulled out of my LOB box a long time ago, back in 2017. So if I remember, I'll post the link of that video to the top of the video. So definitely this card would stay with me forever as I pulled it, and so it just has a really nostalgic meaning to me, and I value that around $5,000, which is insane to think, because I've had a couple of these that I've sold for under $1,000. All right, I'm probably gonna forget my place, so I'm just gonna go through it, and on the screen I'll put the number. I think we're at 19, but I could be wrong. So like I said, we're just gonna put the numbers up on the screen at this point. So we have Magic Formula, Gladiator's Assault, just an impossible card to pull. and I think there's an unlimited one listed on eBay right now for $10,000. 5,000 might be a little ambitious, but if I were selling it, that's what I'd try to get, because it is only a pop 7, so just an impossible card to find once again. Next up, and I love PSA, you can see all the sales history with these cards. So this is a corrected art Dark Paladin in PSA 10, and it doesn't have the new label on it, so they've recently started differentiating the correct art versus the error art, and so it's hard to say what out of this population is actually this artwork versus the other artwork, but this artwork normally sells around for $5,500. All right, and then we have our first of a few prize cards making the list. We have a Dark End Dragon, 2009 champion, Shonen Jump Championship Series card, and there are 6 in PSA 10, and I think one guy graded 2 not too long ago, and I give this a value of $6,000 based on what ungraded sales have went for. So I don't know if a PSA 10 is actually ever sold. PSA 10 of this is sold though. We have a Dark Duel Story from 2002. The image will load here. We have a Gem Mint 10 Blue Eyes White Dragon. Really iconic artwork, the starter deck artwork and the prismatic effect. I would not sell it for $6,000, but and I don't really know if you could even find one for $6,000 right now, but the population is very high on this thing. But this is one of the rare instances where demand for the card beats the population. Here we have another one of my favorite cards, Tournament Pack 2 Morphing Jar. No Genzo Jar or anything like that, just a regular Tournament Pack 2 Morphing Jar. 1 out of every 108 Tournament Pack 2 packs contain one, and so just super hard to pull, pretty low population, and I've played a lot, so I give this a value of around $6,500, but I could easily see it going for more. All right, here we have another Blue Eyes. We have that starter deck Kaiba, which I think I actually prefer over the Dark Duel Stories. Just, I mean, this rainbow art holographic is just beautiful in my opinion. And one sold for, I mean, it's much harder to grade, 70 out of 320, and one did sell for over 10,000, but I'm not entirely sure that it actually got paid for, so that's why I give it a value around $7,000. Here we have probably the hardest to find super out of all Tournament Pack cards. We have Harpy's Feather Duster from Tournament Pack 8 from 2006. And I know of a sale off of eBay on Instagram for more than $7,000. But if I were selling or buying, that's what I would expect to get. Here we have another prize card. I could be off on this guesstimation. We have a Doom Caliber from 2008, mint 9, and I give it a value of around $7,500. And this is just pure speculation of how hard these cards are to find. I mean, there's one PSA 10, I know where it's at, and there's only 4 here in mint 9. I mean, there's only 50 to 75 copies of this card in existence, so just the pure rarity drives this price up in my opinion. And another prize card that I recently traded for. I traded a second, I had 2 Tournament Pack 2 Morphing Jars in PSA 10, and I traded it away for this Gold Sarcophagus PSA 9. There was one on Core TCG and that was the second of the Pop 2, and it sold for 8,000. So that's what I give this a value of, is around 8,000. And there's only 5 been graded, so. All right, here is the second and only last Pokemon card. We have an unlimited Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny. This thing has, there's one for buy it now around 10,000 on eBay, and there's actually one for an auction that's going for more than 10,000. So I assume that's shilled. So, but I could see someone with how hot Pokemon is right now around $8,000. Okay, then we have a Glossy Red Eyes. Super well centered. This card is super strong. And I know of 3 people offering more than $10,000 on a Wavy one. So based on that, I put Glossy at a 25 to 30% discount here, around $8,000. And here we have another really beautiful card, a Wavy Dark Magician, little lowered title, and I think it goes Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, Dark Magician in Wavy or Glossy, it doesn't matter. So in my mindset is, I know someone got an offer for around 13 to 14,000 on a Wavy Red Eyes, and I can't imagine this card being half of that. So I think it's got to be more than 7,000, and I think someone would pay around 9 to 10,000 for a Wavy Dark Magician. There's one for sale on PWCC for 13,000 right now, so that'll be interesting to see. Then we have a PSA 9 from 2005 Shonen Jump Championship Des Volsgolf, and I only value this based on a unlimited, or not unlimited, they're all unlimited, they're all limited edition, a ungraded, sold for 9,500. So that's what I value that at. Here we have one of the hardest cards, in my opinion, to get your hands on. We have a Stardust Dragon Ghost Rare. I mean, just look, that's just beautiful artwork. I was really fortunate to get that. 18 out of 122 have achieved Gem Mint 10 status, and I think you'd be very lucky to find one for $10,000 in today's crazy market. All right. And speaking of another card that just jumped very recently, this just ended in an auction not too long ago. Dark Magician Girl from Magician's Force, just over $10,000. And this card is notoriously off-centered or tilted, and it just makes it a pain to grade. So only 67 of, 392 have been deemed Gem Mint 10. So I think that card will continue to go up over time. Here we have the Glossy's counterpart. We have a Wavy Red Eyes, and I would value this around what people have been asking for it, around $14,000. That was probably number 4. Here we are at number 3 with the Shonen Jump Championship first prize card from 2004, Cyberstein. And at the time of recording, this card is being auctioned, right? And it's just eclipsed $20,000. So it is one of the higher pop. I mean, no other prize card is ever going to reach pop 20, but it's the first. It's my favorite artwork out of all of them. So I value it for what it's going for on eBay right now, around $20,000. And that had to be number 3, because number 2 And number one, as I assume you can guess if you know my collection, are going to be a Glossy Blue Eyes White Dragon, first edition. And at the time of the recording, Glossy, the one on PWCC on eBay, is going for just over $35,000. And so that's what I value this card at. I can only value what it's been sold for. And then in the number one slot, here we have the what some people deem the Holy Grail of Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely the most expensive, but I don't know about being Holy Grail. Wavy and Glossy's gap have always been a little separated. I think as more investor type people get into the market and less actual collectors that know the difference between Wavy and Glossy, that gap between the two on pricing might shrink. But I think between true collectors, there's enough data to know that Wavy should carry some extra value. A guy I chit chat with a lot, he's done a lot of research on certs, and he has, I think, about 60 to 65 of the 86 certs. There's a couple Asian English that are included in this. One was cracked, that was a PSA 10, and I think out of the 60 that he knows, I think only 19, so about a third of the certs are Wavy, so I think it should carry a premium, so I value this right around $40,000. So that is my top 25 PSA cards as of the middle to end of October 2020, and to go over some of these prices is just insane. It's insane to look at it, and I'm very honored to own these cards, and glad I got into it a couple years ago, and glad I could get some of these cards before they got to these crazy prices. So hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely want to hear your comments about, oh, that card was $3,000 too expensive, or that card was $2,000 underpriced. Love to hear your comments on it. And that's about it. Really enjoy these cards, and hopefully you guys can't afford to buy them, that you can live through collectors like me and get to enjoy these old cards. So I think that's going to do it. So as always, thanks for watching.